Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Susie Krabacher, and I want to really thank you for thinking about us and all of our staff and children in Haiti. The earthquake hit on Saturday night, and none of us were harmed, thank the Lord. 12 people died near Port-au-Paix. The one thing that has been on our minds is the earthquake that we did endure during January 12, 2010, and I want to take this opportunity to remember all of those people who lost loved ones and the loved ones that we lost. There were about 300,000 people who died on that day. I remember I was driving from Denver, Colorado, and I got a call from my husband, and all I could hear on the other line, he had me on speaker, he had the director of our orphanage on the other line, and she was screaming, "They're all dead, they're all dead." And I was just getting ready to go through Eisenhower Tunnel, which at that time seemed like the longest tunnel on the planet because I lost connection with my husband and the director of the orphanage right as I drove into that tunnel. And all I could think about for 3 minutes was, she said that they're all dead. Who is she talking about? Is she talking about the children? Who is she talking about? I remember getting to the other side of the tunnel, and my husband said, pull over anywhere, pull over anywhere. It's all over CNN. Everything's gone. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. The palace in Port-au-Prince had been broken. It was almost as if it were kneeling forward. The columns were collapsed, and the first thing on my mind was, oh my gosh, the hospital is less than a mile from that White House, from the palace. And I thought, that's what she was talking about. She was talking about the hospital. It must be gone. We started immediately trying to make flights to get to Haiti. It was very difficult. I had to fly into the Dominican Republic, buy a vehicle there because all of our vehicles had been destroyed. And during that whole time, we never heard again from the director of the orphanage. We didn't know who she was talking about. We drove over the border between the Dominican Republic and Haiti thinking it's either the hospital that has crashed or it's the orphanage that has crashed. It could be the schools. We didn't know. There was nothing but adrenaline at that time. And I just remember thinking, oh, dear God, please just let some of them be alive. And then you start thinking, or I started thinking, which ones could it be? And we drove and drove, and I remember right when we were driving towards the hospital that we built. It took years to raise the money to build, and lots of blood, sweat, and tears, getting licenses. And I remember thinking we were supposed to have 250 patients in that hospital the day of the earthquake. And I knew that no one was going to be in that hospital because we had closed it I think we had closed it 2 or 3 days before to do repairs. So when I saw that on the skyline there was no roof, the hospital was not there. I could see other buildings standing, but the hospital wasn't there. And I just remember thinking, you know, nobody's killed there because it was empty, but the hospital was a pancake. It was completely gone. And then the next thing, we had to drive to the orphanage, and I remember just nobody talking in the car. We were very quiet, praying, didn't know whether to cry, and just hearing as we drove along the tap, 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 tap of people who were trying to break the concrete to get to people that they loved. And then sometimes you would hear underneath the rubble someone crying or saying help. And we stopped so many times and helped remove concrete only to find that, you know, the people had not survived. So I didn't know what to expect when we got to the orphanage. It took 2 hours to get there. We arrived and no one was there. Or at least we didn't see anyone there. And then all of a sudden, from underneath the bushes, I saw little heads popping up. Our kids had moved all their mattresses and all their chairs and everything out into the bushes because they were afraid of the orphanage ceiling falling on them, and every single one of them had survived. We lost quite a few people in the schools in Cité Soleil, and countless people were never found. So I just really want to say, during these times in Haiti, it's always very, very nerve-wracking when there's a hurricane headed our way, or we get news on Saturday night that there's an earthquake, and it's already a difficult place to work. But knowing that you guys care and that you're thinking about us and sending us prayers and good thoughts, it just means so much, and it makes it so much easier to know that we're not doing this work alone. Right now, we're safe, and we do need you to continue your prayers for us. Thank you so much. And please join this vlog and subscribe, and let's keep you updated, and let's talk about other things that are happening in Haiti, and I really do appreciate you joining. Thank you.